Now we're going to be actually creating the add friend activity. The add friend activity actually allows us the capability to add the friend to the friend list. So first of all, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make it an on-click listener. So for that purpose, I'm going to implement on-click listener. That's it. And I'm going to add the unimplemented method. The reason I implemented the on-click listener because when a person clicks on this class, he will be actually then prompted to add the friend. So I'm going to save it. And now, if I just click on the list friend screen.xml file and friend adder.xml file, and that's it. Now you can find that we have a text view which is actually saying friend username and edit text and 2 buttons. So we're going to be creating a reference for this edit text and these 2 buttons. So let's get started. I'm just going to create a reference for them. And here, public edit text, that will be actually username. Public, there will be button, and it will be actually, I'm just going to get back, add button and cancel button. So public button, and it will be like add and public button cancel. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to import the necessary edit text class. It's actually edit text. I'm just going to import it. That's it. And now I'm going to import the button too in here, and I'm going to save everything. Now once again, I'm going to create a reference to the manager class because the manager class is very important. If I just double click on the manager class, it contains actually the guest list raw friend list method and the add new friend request method. So we're going to be actually using and utilizing that method. So for that purpose, I'm create a reference to manager, and that will be like a service provider. I'm going to actually import the manager class and save it. Now I'm going to write the onCreate method in here and then would come back with explanation. As you can see that I have added the onCreate method, which is actually a bundle saved instant method, and then I actually inflated the layout of friend finder adder. That is actually friend finder adder, and then actually I give it a title of adding a new friend. You can also give a title by just removing this thing and give it a name of add friend. So that's it. And now I have actually created a reference and I have actually accessed this add button by its ID add friend, and as well as a cancel and then edit text box. And then I have actually provided a if statement that if a button is not equal to null, means that if someone clicks on the button, so then activate the on-click listener within this context, and if someone clicks on the cancel button, then activate the set on-click listener, and that the appropriate options would be appeared. Now once again, I'm going to make a use of service connection class, which is also very important because while if you are adding the friend or you are sending the message, you're going to have to make use of service connection class. So for that purpose, I'm going to once again come back with the service connection class. Okay, now actually coded the service connection class with the method of on service connected and on service disconnected. So I'm really not going to get into this, but that why I've used this connection class, because I've already discussed this connection class in the previous tutorials. And here I'm going to press enter, and then I'm going to create the on-click view, so that when a person clicks on it, a kind of activity or a kind of click listener would be activated. So I'm going to use public void on click view. That's it. And then now I'm going to provide actually the 2 if statements inside this on click view. That is, if v is equal to, and that is actually for a cancel button, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cancel the area, and else if v is equal to add button, then you're going to perform a kind of action in here. So if the user clicks on the add button, I'm going to create a custom method add new friend, and inside this add new friend I'm going to provide the logic of the code. So I'm just going to create a method add new friend in here at the bottom, and if a person clicks on the cancel, then finish the activity in here like this, and that will be the end of this activity. So similarly, I'm going to code an add new friend method and would come back with explanation. So now I've actually successfully coded the add new friend method. So let me discuss it. Okay, I've actually provided an if statement in which I've given that username.length is greater than 0, which means that if someone type in something in the username edit text box, then perform this action, which means that I have created a thread to actually execute and handle that selection when a user enters something in that, and it will be a new thread. And then inside the run method, I'm going to actually use the service provider add new friend request method. And actually I've told you before that I'm going to use this method add new friend request in a service provider, and I'm just going to get the username text from the edit text box which I've actually placed inside the friend finder error.xml file and convert it to string, and then I'm going to start the thread, and then I'm going to actually create a toast handler, and I'm gonna with the help of toast I'm gonna prompt the user with a message saying that request has been sent out, and then I'm gonna click and finish that add new friend dialog. But to make it appear to the user of add new friend dialog, we're gonna have to create a dialog. So in here I'm gonna create another method of dialog, and that would come back with explanation. So now I actually coded the dialog on create dialog method, and it is actually the similar kind of method which I have used in the previous tutorials and lectures. You would be very familiar with that. I've created an alert dialog builder in here so that it would prompt to the user when he is trying to or she is trying to add a new friend, and if the ID, which is actually this one, is equal to the type of friend username, which means that a username would be added to it. For example, if demo1 is actually trying to add a demo2, and if demo2 is already registered with a database, so we're going to be actually accessing that username from the database with the help of ID, and if that ID matches with that username, you're going to actually select a title message for that and add new friend, and the friend username would be added to that, and then OK button would be appeared to that. And then at last you're going to actually create the builder, and that would be then become the end of that.